Good morning. I see there's one person in here. Can you hear me okay? Hello, hello. Hi, Angela. Oops. On my way. Good morning. This is exciting. Drop your name for me in the comments. Hello, hello. If you're just tuning in, drop your name in the comments for me so I know who I'm chatting with today. Becky, hi. I'm so excited. I'm excited to be chatting with you guys. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes to give everybody a chance to get in here before we dive into the book. In the chat, let me know, tell me your name, where you're tuning in from. And then I also want to know, did you read the book, like a physical copy, or did you listen to it? How did you read the book? Mm-hmm. Where are you, Becky? You guys know I'm in upstate New York. Actually, I was telling my mom that the other day, and she said, you need to start saying Western New York. So I guess I'm in Western New York. Pretty much everything that's not New York City is upstate New York to me. I went live the other day. I think it was Wednesday, because I needed to test it. I got my camera all set up and my microphone all set up, and I needed to test it. And so Tom was like, "Do it privately, so that no one sees it." And I was like, "No, I'm just gonna go public. No one is even gonna see it or know." And so I went public, and in like 30 seconds, there were a bunch of people in it and like talking in the chat and stuff. And I was like, it made me so nervous, but it made me happy because knowing that I had this scheduled, I was so like, like when you're a kid and you have a party and you're afraid no one's going to show up. That's how I've been feeling about this. So I was happy to see that. And I'm so happy that you guys are here too. I'm so excited to be able to actually chat with you guys. We talk in the comments and I talk to some of you guys on Instagram, but the fact that we're like kind of all together right now is so cool to me. Let's see. How far did you get, Angela? Is it Loyola? Is that how you say your name? This is actually our first one. So I announced the book that we were reading for this like about a month ago, I think. And so we've been reading it over the month of November. And so this is the first meeting. And then at the end of this one, after discussing it with you guys, we'll pick the next one and we'll read it in December. And we'll have our second book club meeting at either the end of December or the beginning of January. Hi, Kate. Maine. I didn't know you were in Maine. Thank you. Yeah, you have been really consistently commenting on my videos, Kate, which I really appreciate. You guys know that liking and commenting on the videos really helps the algorithm and shows YouTube that you're enjoying the content. And the more engagement that I get, the more the algorithm picks me up. So when you guys comment and stuff, it really... Does that say maniac? Is that how you... That's so funny. Is that the right pronunciation? Oh, that's funny. That's not bad. Chapter 10 is pretty good. Nice. Thank you, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Kate, did you read the book? How far did you get? It's so funny. Sam. I'll call you Sam. I love that. Texas. That's awesome. Is it... What's the weather like in Texas right now? Because it's cold here in New York. Well, we did get we got like 3 inches of snow the other day, and then it all melted because we got some rain. I'm going to dive into the book here in just a second. I'm just giving it a few minutes. I'm excited. I took some notes while I was reading. There were a few things in this book that really stood out to me. And actually, it was cool because I feel like this book kind of lined up with some of the preaching that I've been hearing at church recently, some of the messages that my pastor's been sharing. So I thought that was really nice. 60 to 70 during the day. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I'm jealous. What's the temperature here today? 44 today. 80% chance of rain. Hey, it's all part of it. It's fine. What about in Maine? Kate, do you guys have snow right now? Oh, migraines are no good. Sorry, Kate. But wait, you listened to it. Oh, did you just listen to chapter 3 on Audible, or did you listen to the whole thing on Audible? Yeah. We got 12 people in here. It says, let's chat, you guys. Drop your name for me so I know who I'm chatting with, and then let me know down in the chat if you read the book. Okay. Okay, so you're more than able to participate in the chats. That's cool. Very exciting. All right, so I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. I think I'll go ahead and share the first note that I have from the book, and then we can chat about that for a second, and then I'll ask you guys to share something that stood out from you, something that you remember from the book, something that impacted you. The first thing that I wrote was being uncomfortably kind. I thought that was a really excellent challenge to keep in mind. I think I'm pretty kind. I wrote, I hold doors, I get things down for elderly people at grocery stores, I tithe. When you're at the cash register and it says, do you want to round up to feed kids? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I think I'm relatively kind, but none of that is uncomfortable kindness, really pushing beyond just the norm and being uncomfortably kind. I thought that was a really wonderful challenge. So that was the first note that I wrote. Let me know in the chat if you can expand on that. 7 is still really high, Kate. I'm sorry. Good morning, Joe. Yeah. Oh, you're fine. I'm just happy that you dropped in at all, Kate. So I really appreciate you being here. And I'm so sorry. I'll say a prayer for you. I'm sorry. That stinks. California. How's the weather in California, Joe? Thank you, Kate. You're sweet. You're sweet. All right, I'm going to keep going with my notes. Oof. High of 67. That's nice. Yeah, I understand that, Angela. Can you give me an example of that? I've started doing this new thing where, so when I go to my my elderly patient's house who I care for, I drive through a part of town to get there that's like not great. And there's pretty much always like, I guess, a homeless person. Um, and that they like hold the sign. And I don't usually give money, but I had this idea that every time I leave my house to head that way, I bring some kind of food item with me, like a baked good. I've brought like leftover macaroni and cheese that I've warmed up. I've brought like sometimes when I'm running out the door, I just put like strawberry jam on a piece of toast, like just something, just so I can give them something. And sometimes I'm like rushing, and I'm about to go out the door, and I'm like, I didn't prepare anything. So then I have to be like, sometimes I've even texted the daughter-in-law and I'm like, hey, I'm going to be a little bit late. I'm sorry. And I try to prepare something really quick. So like sometimes it can be a little stressful, but I just try to remind myself, like, I don't know. Is that the only food that they're getting that day? Like, when are they going to eat again after I bring them something? So I try to remind myself. Yes, I do really like Kate caring for the elderly. Um, it isn't something that I had really done before. I mean, obviously working in the hospital, I had elderly patients, but my time with them was always brief. So the one I had two patients, one of them has passed away. And I wasn't with him that long, but I still really enjoyed my time with him. And then this one that I have now, his name is Ed. I already told his family that I'm with him until the end, unless there's a situation where, because he's kind of like, he's a tall Italian guy. He's not heavy set or anything, but I mean, he's stout, you know. I can only offer so much physically. So unless I'm not physically able to care for him anymore, I'm gonna stick it out. Even if this takes off and I'm making like buku money, I'm staying with him until the end. I really, really enjoy my time with him. And it does. It's like, I don't know, it's just really made me think about a lot working with the elderly, like how little we value people if they can't do anything for us, you know? And I try really hard to be like, you are a whole human you've lived a whole life. You deserve integrity and proper care. Yeah. Wow. That's powerful. I find helping people in the process is just as big a miracle as birth. Wow. Let's look it up. Is it a long poem? There she goes. Is it going to make me cry? Is this a mistake? All it's bringing up is Gone from My Sight by Henry Van Dyke. Oh, oh yeah. Somebody said it's actually entitled Gone from My Sight. Let's see. Oh, no, it's short. I'm going to read it. Gone from my sight by Henry Van Dyke. I am standing upon the seashore. A ship at my side spreads her white sails to the morning breeze and starts for the blue ocean. She is an object of beauty and strength. I stand and watch her until at length she hangs like a speck of white cloud, just where the sea and sky come to mingle with each other. Then someone at my side says, "There, she is gone." Gone where? Gone from my sight. That is all. She is just as large in mast and hull and spar as she was when she left my side, and she is just as able to bear her load of living freight to her destined port. Her diminished size is in me, not in her. And just at the moment when someone at my side says, "There, she is gone," there are other eyes watching her coming and other voices ready to take up the glad shout, "Here she comes." And that is dying. Oh my gosh, that gave me goosebumps. That is so good. Hi, Julie. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, Kate. Wow, that was really powerful. Thank you for sharing that with me. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that's nice. Can everybody am I really loud to you guys? Do I need to adjust my microphone at all? Okay. Okay, I'm going to continue on with my notes. Julie, let me know down in the chat if you read the book or how far you got. And then, guys, feel free to share with me in the chat something that you got from the book, and we'll chat about that. So, this next one, I have three more like topics to discuss. So this next one, I put in quotations, "We are all in the restoration business." So we know Chip and Joanna do Fixer Upper, right? And they're in the restoration business. And this quote says, "We are all in the restoration business." And that really stood out to me. I thought it was very powerful. My pastor at church speaks about our transformative journey as Christians. And I was thinking about it, and I find transformation and restoration to be pretty similar. Um, I think transformation is personal, it's on the inside of us as individuals. Um, but I think restoration can be applied to the world. Chip segued off of the shootings when he was talking about this. That's how he started down this path, was talking about the shootings. Um, and then I thought, if we pursue our own personal transformative journeys, we will be better equipped to participate in an external, worldly restorative journey. And then one of the ladies that I'm becoming a really good friend with at church, her name is Carrie. She was speaking once and she said, "A heart for God prepares us to be used by God." And I thought that went along really well with that whole line of thinking. Really, Kate? Oh, that's so funny. I'm rewatching Fixer Upper right now. It's like one of my comfort shows. It brings me joy. I have some scriptures that I wrote here, to some scripture verses to kind of back up that whole thought that I just made. "I have found David, the son of Jesse, a man after my own heart, who will carry out all my will." Acts 13:22. And then David prayed, "God, create a clean heart for me and renew a steadfast spirit within me." Psalm 51:10. And I thought both of those well reflected the fact that if we embark on our own transformative journey in ourselves, then we're better equipped to participate in a restorative journey of the world. Aw, I'm your comfort show, Kate. That's sweet. Joe, no, I've never thought about it. I do. So I just made a Facebook account for Faith and Arrow. And I actually just yesterday or the day before figured out how to link my Instagram to it. So now when I post or upload anything on Instagram, it goes to the Facebook, because it's too many accounts. Like, I'm feeling the struggle as a content creator of trying to keep up with. I have a Pinterest, I have a website, I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram, I have a YouTube channel. I don't do TikTok or Twitter. Like, it's a lot. And so I have not been properly keeping up with the Facebook. Are you asking me that because you think it would be easier to watch a live on Facebook? Would it be better to go live on Facebook? Angela, you're sweet. Thank you. That makes me happy. All right, guys, come on. What did you get from the book? Somebody throw something at me. Mhm. Oh, thank you, Sam. I'll see you next time. That was nice. This is cool. I really appreciate you guys. I thought that I was gonna be like super nervous, and I was a little when I like clicked go live. I was like, "Ooh." But this has been really nice. Oh, thanks, Joe. Yeah, maybe I'll try it and see if I can garner any interest from Facebook. What the first thing you heard from the book? I wonder. I was just comparing my time zone to other time zones to see if this was a decent time. Let's see. It's about 7:22 Pacific time. That's early. 8:22 Mountain time. 9:22 Central time. And then it's nighttime across the pond. Yeah, this seems like an okay time. All right, I'm moving on. So the next one is actually how I want to segue into potentially the next book we'll read, but I really want to talk to you guys about it and see what you think. Um, it said, being a radical connector means working through a little awkwardness, speaking with someone who isn't like you to get to a relationship worth having. And I wrote this down because I don't do this very much. I grew up in southeastern Kentucky, and I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you. That is a place in the world where pretty much everybody looks and thinks and acts the same. There was not a lot of diversity. In fact, there were only a few like non-Caucasians in my high school, and they were all adopted. There was really not a lot of diversity. And so coming to New York, it's very diverse here. And I've had several moments where I've been really nervous to talk to people because I have so little experience and I am so like not well versed in other cultures and other lines of thinking that I'm afraid I'm going to offend somebody. But I want to be a radical connector. I want to connect with people from all different walks of life. I want to be able to understand perspectives and thought processes from all sorts of different types of people. So I think that that just means putting myself in situations that may be a little uncomfortable or maybe a little awkward for the sake of connecting with people and also for the sake of being more eloquent in those situations. Did Chip say that in the book? Yeah. You look for people like you so you can have a connection to start with. Yeah, I listened to it on Hoopla. And he narrated it. So I likely listened to the same version as you. I don't know if you know that much about them. They are Christians, Chip and Joanna. And I went through a phase where I was like real obsessed with them. And they have this really beautiful, they sat down with the pastor of their church and did like this really long interview. It's on YouTube, and spoke about a lot of things. I think that was probably because he definitely knows God and understands God. So for him to say something like that, he was either trying to appeal to more than one type of person, or maybe he was just using what he thought was a harmless analogy. But I agree with you. I agree with what you're saying. But I'm able to kind of table that because I know that they're Christians. But watching Fixer Upper back, they don't really talk about it at all in any of their stuff. You have to kind of dig a little deeper to hear them talk about that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, back to the point of this part here. I'm with you, Angela. I do tend to look for people that are like me so that we have a connection. In fact, I even find I have a party Tom and I are going to tonight. And I know that I will want to talk to people about, I don't know, the stuff that I like, cooking. People, I like it because people always ask me the same questions when they see me. How are your chickens? How's your YouTube? And I like talking about those things. But as soon as the conversation changes to something that I'm no longer familiar with, I'm like, okay, checked out. I'm going to go talk to somebody else about these same things. And I don't think that doesn't lead to genuine connection. I want to make more of an effort to talk to people about the stuff that they're interested in, even if I'm not interested in it. And that's just surface level. That's not even getting into any of the deep stuff. You become most like the 5 people you hang around most. Interesting. That's interesting. Very cool. Let's see, what else did I say? Oh, so the purpose of me bringing this up is that I think, and tell me what you think, you guys. I think the next book that we'll read is Uncommon Ground by Timothy Keller. And John Anazu, Living Faithfully in a World of Difference. How can Christians today interact with those around them in a way that shows respect to those whose beliefs are radically different, but that also remains faithful to the gospel? And that's exactly the kind of person that I want to be. I don't just want to write people off because their views are different than me, because although they may not, in my opinion, be walking the path that they should, we're all sons and daughters of God, and we all have a redemptive journey and whatnot. And so I don't want to dismiss anybody because they believe something different than I do, but I want to make sure that I can be in relationship with them and spend time with them while not compromising any of the things that I believe. So I think that this book would be really helpful. Do you guys think that it would be okay for me, which, I mean, there's 6 of us in here, right? So it's not like this is crazy or anything, but can we do a Christian book in my book club? Do you think that would be okay? What do you guys think? Yeah. I mean, it's true. I mean, you are who you hang out with, for sure. Before I move on, I want to hear your all's opinion on that book suggestion. Let me know if you guys want to read that one. Okay, Julie. Well, let me see. Let me look at Amazon and see what it's going for there. So, pretty affordable on Amazon. This book is paperback, $12.39. Not bad. I'll post it here. Let me go ahead and give you the link while I'm thinking about it. And I'll put it in the description too. Are you sure, Kate? Because that's why I'm asking. I don't know, because I have gardening books on here. We don't have to, and we could even do like, I'm trying to think. We could do like for the people who want to read. Is that the name of a book? Let's see. I'm looking to see what else I've got here. Oh, yep, I have one. I have The Well-Watered Woman by Gretchen Saffles. Using scripture and her own personal story of surrender, Gretchen offers spiritually hungry women tangible tools to not only know Jesus, but to live a life that thoroughly enjoys him, seeks him, and follows him into freedom. Awesome, Angela. Okay. I'm wondering though if I should do, like, for those of us who want to read the Christian book, we can, and we could talk about it in the chat, but then also assign a non-Christian book for those who want to participate but don't want to read a Christian. Maybe we can do two. So for those of you who would read the Christian book, would that be too much to read two books? That'd be probably a lot to read two books in a month, right? Let me give you this book, Kate, just so you have it. The Well-Watered Woman is $12.99. I'm going to read Uncommon Ground, Angela, regardless of if we decide to assign it as our book or not, because of that, I need that in my life. Ooh, I also want to mention, so this is off topic. I am almost done reading. I don't remember who suggested it to me. Oh man. I just got done reading Hunt, Gather, Parent by Michaeline Doucleff. Oh my gosh, such a good book. So I don't have any kids yet, not pregnant or anything. But I am using this as, turn your waiting room into a classroom. That can be applied to a lot of different things. And so I've been wanting to read some parenting books. So I posted about it somewhere, Instagram or YouTube. And I had somebody reach out with a list of books, and this was one of them. And so I read it, and I'm almost done with it. And it is so, so good. Which one, Angela? What did I read? Was that The Well-Watered Woman? Is that what you're... Oh, that's a lot, Kate. You're reading a lot of books right now. I'm with you. I read the Bible too. So, and I also have the Bible, 2 daily devotionals, and then also our book club book. So I'm with you. Maybe not 2 books. No, Joe, no, it is not just for women. I know. So I'm probably not going to assign The Well-Watered Woman, because I know that there are men as well. But us ladies, we can read that if we want in our own time. No, I want everybody to be able to participate. Sorry. Happy you're here, Joe. Please stay. What are you interested in reading? I do have some gardening books as well. I have I have Folks, This Ain't Normal by Joel Salatin. We are definitely reading that. I really want to read that in this group, so we can read that one next if you guys think. We also have The Contrary Farmer by Jean Logsdon. That one's been really well recommended. And then, do you guys follow Jess from Roots and Refuge? Do you listen to her podcast? There's The End of the World is Just the Beginning. Jess recommended that one, and I don't have a description for that. Let's see what they have to say about that. It's so dramatic. The end of the world is just the beginning. What is the... For generations, everything has been getting faster, better, and cheaper. Finally, we reached the point that almost anything you could ever want could be sent to your home within days, even hours of when you decided you wanted it. America made that happen, but now America has lost interest in keeping it going. Let's see. In The End of the World is Just the Beginning, author and geopolitical strategist Peter Zeihan maps out the next world, a world where countries or regions will have no choice but to make their own goods, grow their own food, secure their own energy, fight their own battles, and do it all with populations that are both shrinking and aging. That sounds really interesting too. Oh, all the books. Well, that's what we'd have to find out, Kate, from reading it. Let's see, what is the, it says, this detailed and personal account of how Logsdon's family uses the art and science of agriculture to achieve a reasonably happy and ecologically sane way of life and an example for all who seek a sustainable lifestyle. I think the contrary farmer, I think it probably just means that it's like contrary to the like big ag business way of doing things. I would guess. Okay, so I'm going to say that we're between, let's see. I feel like with Chip being a Christian, I found a lot of Christian value in this book, and I don't want all the books to be Christian. So I think let's just do a non-Christian one next. Let's do Folks these are what you can choose between. Let me know what you want. Folks This Ain't Normal by Joe Salatin, The Contrary Farmer by Jean Logsdon, or The End of the World is Just the Beginning by, who is that by? Peter Zeihan. Vote. Oh, I think I can do a poll. Yeah, let me do it. Let me make it easy on you guys. What did I say? Folks. And the end of I don't have enough characters to put the title for The End of the World is Just the Beginning, or the author. Oh, shoot. Okay. It gives you like very few characters when you start a poll. So I didn't get to but you guys get the gist. So please vote on which book you'd like to read next. Julie, are you familiar with Words Are Hard audiobooks? There are a lot of different ways that you can have access to audiobooks. So there's Audible, but you have to pay for Audible. I have been using Hoopla. So Hoopla, is there a website for Hoopla? I have it as an app on my smartphone, but it looks like this is a website. Okay, this is a website. So you make an account using your library card. And it literally it has you type in the name of your library, and it has like all the libraries listed. And then you find your library, and then you put in your library card number, and you make an account that way. And then, so every time I open up the app, it says, welcome to, and then it has like a logo for my public library. And then you can borrow audiobooks through your library using your library card, and you can listen to them for free on your device, whatever your device is. So you can listen to audiobooks for free. Maybe that'll be better for you, easier for you to access. Vote, vote, vote. Everybody vote. Oh, thanks, Kate. Here, let me give you a link. I don't think I did that. That link is to the end of the world. It's just the beginning. This is fun. I've enjoyed this. I still had a few more notes. I want to get all my notes out here. Let's see. Oh, so we were talking about being a radical connector and talking to people that maybe aren't just like us. And in his book, he quoted somebody, Travis Monk Thomas Merton, said, in quotes, "The beginning of love is to let those we love be perfectly themselves and not to twist them to fit our own image. Otherwise, we love only the reflection of ourselves we find in them." Ouch. I just like sat and reread those words over and over like 4 or 5 times because I couldn't believe it. I was like, that is so true. And how much of my interactions with people are me trying to find myself in them? And how wildly selfish is that? And it's, oh my gosh, it's so true. Even tonight, going to the party, like I'm only going to enjoy the conversations that have something to do with me. That's crazy. Why are we why am I so selfish? That is crazy. But part of the transformative journey is realizing these things and doing the best you can to do better. So actually, I'm glad we're talking about this. I'm going to use the party tonight as an opportunity to really try to connect with people and try to let's not talk about me. Tell me about you. What do you have going on? And you ask those questions, but I think sometimes you ask them because you're supposed to, not because you really genuinely care that much. And that's not always the case, but sometimes, I'm going to try to really connect with people, I think. Yeah. Okay. It probably, oh, bye, Angela. It probably really, having your eyes focus on the words probably does not help your migraine. I'm glad that audiobooks exist for that exact reason, that's really good. And then the very last thing, I'll start wrapping this up because I don't want to take up too much of your all's time. It's been about 45 minutes. The last thing, that I wrote down from the book, what might come if fear wasn't a part of the equation? And then I loved this. He basically says, don't let experience create expectations. It creates complacency and you stop seeing what's new. And I think this is very true in homesteading. And I related it to cooking and baking. And I do this without even knowing it. You make a recipe a bunch of times and you want it to look the same each time. I think that that's normal, but I will say that I have created some of my best work in the kitchen on accident. Like if something doesn't go the way that I plan, or if I'm out of something, or if I need to substitute something else, sometimes I come up with really creative, awesome dishes when I allow myself to deviate off of the way that I think things are supposed to go. And so I love that point, and I love that we can relate it back to homesteading so well. Because we do the same things all the time. We can the same stuff, we cook the same stuff, we do the same chores, and we can become very complacent and not look for what's new. These are the reasons why I love following Jess from Roots and Refuge, because I think she does such a good job of reminding us to see the wonder in things. And he makes that point in his book Chip as well. And so I think that that's a really great reminder to not keep such strict boundaries on ourselves, and to remember that it doesn't always have to look the same. We can do things differently. We can switch things up. And sometimes the best stuff comes from doing that. Yeah, Jess, she's awesome. Also, I have to give that woman so much credit because I have reached out to her a few times with questions, and she always gets back to me. Always. She's so wonderful. I was worried because the first video to come out on my channel after I got monetized was that interview with my local dairy farm. And so I talked a lot about raw milk. And I was so scared that because I had just gotten monetized, it was going to be taken away from me because I was talking about something kind of controversial, being raw milk. So I messaged her on Instagram and I kind of explained, I was like, this is what I've got going on. Like, I just got monetized. I'm talking about raw milk. I feel very strongly that I'm supposed to put this up, but am I going to get demonetized? And she got back to me like within 5 minutes and sent me like this pretty lengthy response. And I was like, girl, she's just such a servant. She really keeps her heart open to other people. And as a content creator, I respect that so much. And I want to be that way. I want to make sure I never, ever, ever, ever shut myself off to people. I love that she's like that. She's amazing. Oh, I just love her. All right. Well, that was all of the notes I had for No Pain, No Gains by Chip Gaines. I really, I liked that book. I enjoyed it a lot. I think that it was an easy read and I loved that I listened to it. I like reading physical books, but I liked listening to it because he narrated it and he's just so funny. He's just a funny guy. So I like how he delivered it. And then in the book, I know some of you didn't quite get through it, but in the book he had, little, like, I don't know, they weren't interviews. Like he had family members, like his sister said something, his dad said something, his mom said something, and they were recorded by them. They like had them record what they wanted to put in the book. And that was really nice. I liked that. Yes. Kate, bye, Joe. Thank you so much. Oh, did we pick a book? Oh, shoot. It looks like has everybody voted on the book? It looks like The End of the World is Just the Beginning is leading right now, but I'll wait until the end to announce it. Everybody vote. There's a poll. Folks, This Ain't Normal by Joel Salatin, The Contrary Farmer by Jean Logsdon, or The End of the World is Just the Beginning by Peter Zeihan. Everybody vote for the next book. Okay, raw milk. Yes, I want to put out a video and I want to put something on my website about that, talking about it. In the meantime, Kate, do you listen to podcasts? Can I do that? Can I leave this open? I'll try to do that. I'll put it on my YouTube community as well. So Kate, listen to Farmhouse Simple Farmhouse. Hold on. Simple Farmhouse Life by Lisa Bass. You may already be familiar. She has the Farmhouse on Boone YouTube channel, and she also has Simple Farmhouse Life YouTube channel, and she has a podcast that streams on all of the normal streaming services. So I listen to her podcast on Spotify, but if you don't have a service like that, they are also on YouTube. It's got its own YouTube channel, and I will link it right now. And so she has a dairy cow, and she's not outspoken about it on YouTube because she's afraid that she'll get in trouble. But on her podcast, she speaks much more candidly about it, and she has really great information about raw milk. Okay, so you know already. I already copied it, so I'm gonna put it in here anyway. But is that the book that you wanted to vote for, Julie? And then also, let me see if I can find that. This letter. Okay, so Kate, there is it's letter to medical professionals about raw milk, and it was written by Raw Milk Institute, and it's literally a letter. It's super professional, and it is addressing doctors. And so basically the point of the letter, they created it so that if somebody who wanted to consume raw milk but was nervous about it, they could go to their doctor and bring this letter and have an open, candid conversation about it. And so it has really great information, very like scientific. It's backed up by data and studies, and it gives you a lot of numbers. And it's just, I love sharing this letter because it just, I think it's pretty indisputable. And for somebody who is on the fence, it can really help make you feel better and has great information. So yeah, have your mom, did you say your mom? Yeah, your mom, have her read it. For a while there, I had it printed out and I kept it in my purse. I would just whip it out. Like, here, read this. You're welcome. I want everybody to drink raw milk. That's what I have right here. My milk. All right, you guys, it's been almost an hour. I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. Does anybody have anything else that they'd like to say or mention, talk about? Any questions? This was so fun. Thank you, Kate. Yeah, Angela, I'm the same. I could read physical books because I definitely do spend a few minutes every day like scrolling the socials. And I do try to be cognizant of my time. But man, audiobooks and podcasts and listening to YouTube videos, it's just so convenient. So convenient. So I'm like with you. I have my kitchen TV that you guys have heard me talk about, and I'm always listening to stuff. So yeah, I totally get that. I probably don't really read physical. Well, I know I don't. Although I did read Hunt, Gather, Parent, but because of that, it's taken me. I've renewed that through my library 3 times. It's taking me so long to get through it because I'm reading it instead of listening to it. So I totally get that. And Kate, I know there are a lot of people who don't like the taste of milk. So it's totally okay if you just want to cook or bake with it and don't want to drink it. That's fine. Yes, Julie, be blessed, my friend. Thank you so much for hopping in and for chatting with me. You're awesome. I love hearing from you. Okay, well, if that's all we've got, I'm going to end this. So as of right now, the end of the world is just the beginning is leading. I will go ahead and create a new poll on my community tab on YouTube. And you know what? I think I'll do it on Instagram too. And I will take the average of everybody's votes. And then I'll announce in the next day or two what book we are reading. So excited. This was so fun. I'm so excited. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I hope that all of you have a blessed day. And I am so, so grateful for each of you. So have faith and keep moving forward. Bye, guys.